Hey everyone, today we're going to talk a little bit about my favorite softwares and tools for creative marketers in 2025. My name is Abby. I'm a social media manager and strategist for my university, where I'm also getting my MBA. So this channel is really where I share a little bit about my career and what I've learned so far with you. So let's get right into it. Softwares and tools I love to use. We're going to break these up into 3 separate categories. The first being the pre-planning phase, where you're doing strategy, you're doing writing, you're pitching ideas for a marketing campaign or a social media plan. The second is going to be creative, where you're taking ideas and bringing them to life for your marketing. And then third, we're going to talk about publishing, data, and looking at performance on the back end. So without further ado, let us start with strategy. When it comes to strategy, you do a lot of thinking, a lot of writing, and a lot of planning. Your laptop's gonna be your favorite thing for this, but as far as tools go, I really love to use things I can write with, like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, to track and record research and information to help inform a strategy. So once you have things written out and planned, it then goes down into project management. A tool I really love for project management is Asana. I've also used Notion before to schedule out content and see all the things you can. Within Notion too, you can really easily integrate where you've written strategy and plug it into like a spreadsheet or a place where you are starting to schedule out your marketing campaigns. Beyond those two, my work uses Smartsheet, which is just like a glorified Google Sheets where the sheets can talk to each other and you can use formulas to build more robust project systems with Gantt view and grid view and calendar view and start to tag people on your team. So Smartsheet is a great option for project management there as well. There are a couple other ones too that are pretty common, like ClickUp, Trello, Monday.com. They all kind of are similar in the vein of Asana or really Smartsheet. Anything that shows on like a dashboard or a checklist what you have to work on, that's super helpful. And you can build projects out and delegate them to people on your team or even just yourself if you're a one-man show. That is the tools I love to use for writing, presenting strategy, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and then, some kind of project management tool to build out a calendar and a system for the project that you need to get done. But you may be asking, I have this great project. Now, how do I create it? That's where creative software comes in. Oh, I didn't see there. Too busy rearranging my layers. All right, so you've taken a plan, now it's time to create something. For this stage, there are tons of really great softwares that help marketers create content and put it out into the world. These range from super easy to very complex, so let's start with really easy. Top of the list for this is Canva. Love-hate relationship with Canva. When it first came out, I was working in graphic design and I thought it was gonna take our jobs, it was gonna replace design, it was ruining design. But now that I work full-time in social media, I see really the benefit that Canva brings because it not only allows you to create designs, it integrates with video editing, you can add animations to things very easily, and it combines many aspects of the creative process into a short, condensed window of time in which you need to get stuff out the door. So Canva is great if you're working quick. There definitely are some templates that scream, this is Canva, and I would try to avoid those. Just try to learn the taste side of that for sure. But for me, I love using the background remover in Canva. You can do some really cool things with text tools. You can do some fun stuff with, like I said, animations and video editing. I think it's a great tool for presentations as well if you are trying to pitch strategy or ideas, and I've even used it for creating aesthetically pleasing social media reports for my leadership. So big thumbs up, you can do a lot with Canva creatively. But if you really are looking to do professional graphic design, I highly recommend diving into the world of Adobe. for about 5 years before I got into strategy and started my MBA and wanted to take that path. I was doing graphic design, and Adobe is where I really learned everything I know about creative marketing, like Photoshop, Illustrator, that side of things. InDesign even, it's great for laying out the thing you're trying to communicate in a visually robust way. Yeah, I cannot recommend enough learning these tools. They will take you really far. Even if you're not a graphic designer, it is worth learning them. They're kind of hard at the beginning, but I promise you can get them. Then, if you're dipping your toes beyond graphic design into photo video, you gotta check out Lightroom. Lightroom's also super intuitive. If you have taken photos at an event or a gallery of something, you can just throw them into Lightroom. There are tons of tools within there to help elevate that gallery. And then beyond that, video. So staying within Adobe, we have Premiere Pro, we have Premiere Rush, which is just a shorter, easier version of Premiere Pro, and then After Effects, which combines the best of Adobe Illustrator and throws it together with Premiere to create motion design, animations, and really cool effects for your visuals. So Adobe, we love. You've created a skill set of out of your products, and really cool what you're doing now with AI and generative fill and everything there. But if you're not really into that, if you think Adobe is expensive, because it is, and your company's not paying for it, I highly recommend you check out a service called Affinity, which is a one-time payment. So it's not a subscription model, you pay it once. You get access to basically every off-brand platform like Adobe. So you have like an equivalent of Illustrator, an equivalent of Photoshop, an equivalent of Premiere Pro, and it's a integrated creative tool like Adobe, but it's a little bit more affordable. It's a great place to start learning these creative skills. Beyond that, video editing, so for social and for web content and even email now, video is huge. So if you want to start learning how to do video, I highly recommend CapCut. It's like a TikTok video editor, but they have a lot of super easy templates and animations that are built into the program that you could check out. Also, if you want to edit within TikTok or within Instagram, it's a great place to start learning. But then if you're really looking to grow beyond that, DaVinci is a great step up from those in-app tools, but not as intimidating as Premiere Pro. You're getting color correction, you're getting like nice effects like you would in Premiere Pro, but it's streamlined. It also breaks it up into stages. So your first stage is maybe, I haven't looked at it in a minute, so it's like cutting and then color correction and then music. And so you're working within the stages of completing the video, which is really great if you're still learning. So highly recommend DaVinci. And I think that's all for creative, but we're looking for ways to bring ideas to life, and Canva, CapCut, all the way up to Adobe and DaVinci. These are great tools to get started there. Alrighty, last but not least, data, publishing, reporting, all the back-end tools that you're gonna need. First, you're gonna need a way to schedule and post content on to the platform. So for me, I love using Meta Business Suite for this. It helps me post content across Instagram and Facebook, but another great tool for this is Sprout Social, because it integrates with YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok, the other platforms you might be posting your content. It allows you to publish across all of them at the same time, and also helps run data across your platforms as well. So yeah, you can run data through Sprout, you can run data reports through Meta Business Suite as well, or within the individual apps themselves, there are tools to run data. But yeah, once your content has been published, you can also run manual reports. If that's something I've done before, like pulling up within Smartsheet or Google Sheets, I've just like typed out the top performing posts, the data we saw, and start to do some cool formula stuff with averages to figure out, you know, what's a good benchmark for our content and how to begin looking at data in a different way. So yeah, running manual reports is really great too. It also helps you add qualitative research findings in there. If you're in a sheet, you can just type in like, qualitatively, we found this worked better here for this reason. So I highly recommend doing some manual reports. It does take a little bit more time and effort to do, but it is worth it, I think, to make meaning out of the data you're seeing. Other ways of publishing content, if you're not doing social media, I would say, there's email. So we have MailChimp, we have MessageGears, things to customize your email templates to send to people. That's always great. Then there's also paid platforms, which is a step up. If you're running like national advertising, you can use StackAdapt, you can use Google AdWords, you can run Google Analytics on all of that as well. And yeah, I know there's some really cool supporting platforms for like over-the-top videos if you're pushing those too. But yeah, for paid campaigns, it's like a whole other ballpark. Whatever tools you need to look at what you're publishing, how it's performing, and how people are responding can be really helpful. I know there's also Hootsuite, there's Later, there's Brandwatch. There are ways to do social listening with your brand and the message that you're putting out there in the world. So definitely tap into those if you are a marketer. And honestly, all of these, from the top of the marketing process where you're just strategizing and pitching ideas, to the bottom where you're analyzing how things went, I really encourage you to find a new software in this list and see if it's something that you want to try out, especially for creatives that want to stretch themselves either higher or lower down the value chain of marketing. It can be really helpful to grow your skill set and make you more marketable, not just in your current job, but in your career for years to come. So yeah, those are some of my favorite softwares to use in 2025. I know a lot of cool new ones will be coming out in the future with AI, and I can't really wait to see what we all start to rely on in the future. But yeah, we'll stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for joining, and stay tuned for more career, marketing, and adventure content. Bye.